Our usual Tuesday visit comes from Dr. John Braccio, Director of Regional Psychological Services in East Lansing. And today's subject, Dr. Braccio, is near and dear to my heart, as it should be every family's heart. Good fathers, big deal in not just the lives of the family, but in society itself. Welcome, sir. John, it's great to have you back with us.
Well, Mike, a pleasure to talk to you. And certainly this is a big topic. And as a man of someone who has 6 children, I have 2, but you have 6. You're well ahead of me. You know the importance of the father in the home. Now, even though this may seem evident to those who have either a good or a bad or absent father, we really often don't really realize how critical a role father is in the lives of their children. The point is not that children without fathers can't be successful or have other excellent role models. The point is simply that research shows, kind of amazingly, the rather surprising results when a father is present. Now, this is from research, and it's maybe not surprising if we think about it, but these are numbers that when you first hear them, you say, wow, 80% less likely to spend time in jail. This is if you have a father. 60% less likely to be suspended or expelled in school. 38% more likely to get A's in school. 45% less likely to repeat a grade, 75% less likely as a teenager to give birth to a child. So these are really kind of amazing results. Now, based on this, I really think as society, we need as a whole to emphasize the importance of having fathers involved and encourage them, whether married or not, to be responsible, loving, and caring for children they brought into this often difficult and complicated world. The children really did not ask to be born, and they really do need and deserve a loving and good role model father. This is true whether the father adheres to a spiritual or a secular view on the importance of life brought into this world. For further emphasis, society needs to focus on the importance of giving support for caring fathers to lovingly accept their parental responsibilities to help their children be as loved and successful as possible. This is true whether in a nuclear, blended, or broken up family relationship. Fathers can seek support by modeling behaviors of good fathers and or seeking them out as mentors. They also can seek out support groups for fathers and trained therapists. As a final thought, it's critical to realize a good father is not the mythical, perfect father who doesn't exist in this imperfect world. So I think right now we may be seeing more belief and direction in working to make sure fathers are involved. But ultimately, it's up to the fathers to really say, hey, I have children, I'm going to love them, I'm going to care for them, I'm going to be a good model. And this makes for a far better society, and this is what we need more of. And I'm not diminishing the countless millions of good fathers, but there are fathers that need to step up and really take on more responsibility and be more positive role model. And that's really what we want in our society, Mike. We really do.
Yeah. We forget that, a good solid family is the glue of society, because a society is simply a group, right? And your family is a little society. It's in and of itself. Dr. Braccio is with us, a Director of Regional Psychological Services in East Lansing. And where did we get this idea that, and in my opinion, it's out there, dads are not needed? Now, I think that's softening a little bit, but there for a while, and you still rarely hear about the need for a dad.
Well, it is kind of amazing to me, and you just have to look at the data to show how important a father is. And those of us that have had a good father recognize how critical it is. It's a role model. Okay, you have a mother, you have a father, you can have different combinations, obviously, but as a whole, that is the package. Okay, these are the two people that put together, they're loved, they're together for whatever reason, they have a child. Okay, hopefully the child is born in love, hopefully the child will live in love, but it's critical that the father be involved. Yes, it's a role model. It teaches strength, teaches courtesy, and and again, people can say, well, you don't have to have a father to do that. I'll say, well, I think I'm never going to dispute that children can be raised without a father. I simply would say,
right,
the person that brings somebody into the world that is directly involved in the process, and the person carries half of their DNA, they clearly have the first opportunity to really be in love with being in love with the child, and really make a full effort to be a major person in that person's life, teaching morality, teaching right from wrong, teaching the importance of persistence in life, teaching how to get along with people, how to interact with boys, with girls, this type. These are the critical things that a father can help do. And again, if you've had a good father, which I might add, I certainly did, steady as the northern star. When you have someone like that, you remember that, and the data has shown over the generations that women that have had good fathers tend to be more tolerant of men. Okay, I mean, meaning I don't mean bad men or inappropriate behaved men. I'm talking about just people in general, males in general, and it can lead to more success in the marriage if they have seen a good model. And I'm sure this works the other way, but it's been something research has shown for generations. This is the case with women. So, and if you talk to people that they will often say if they didn't have a good father figure or didn't have a father even involved in their life, how much they wish they had, that would have been an important thing. So it's certainly part of the whole process of life. And I think as a society, we need to encourage fathers to be involved. I think there was a period of time where fathers were being kind of pushed out. And I think there are some fathers who don't see when they have a child that somehow they're responsible. You see, the government's responsible, the mother's responsible, the other families are involved. But it is critical that if you have a child, that you want to be involved in the child's life. You're going to be involved. You're going to be a loving, caring person. You're going to be a model. You're going to teach and help show the ways of the world. You're going to be trying to be a good role model. You're going to try to teach right from wrong. You're not going to be perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect parent. That is, perfect is the wrong word on earth. But you can certainly be a good parent, a loving parent, a caring parent. And I really think we need to push this. I always encourage this in my work or just as I walk the road of life. And I just hope that as a whole, as a society, we continue working. And remember, there are men's groups. There also are models that we can look at in terms of who are effective parents. We can deal with mentors. We can take out therapists. We can do a lot of things. And nothing can be too much in terms of trying to work on being that good model and that good example for the child that you brought into the world. And that's whether it's a daughter or a son.
Dr. Braccio, Director of Regional Psychological Services there in East Lansing. Man, oh man, that is so well said. And when I'm not the perfect dad, let's be honest. My kids will tell you that. But, and my first two were from my first marriage. And I had no idea. Now, as you said, your dad was, perfect, straight as a northern star. My dad had a little rough edge to him. My dad was a drinker. My dad was World War II vet. My dad had a lot of baggage that he didn't acknowledge from that. I get that. I didn't understand that at the time, but my dad was the kind of guy who would go to the VFW and 10 bar and then come home with some knuckles that were bruised up because he had been in a fight. All right. But I will say this. My dad was and he was strict. He demanded that this is how we act as Austins. This is what our family is like. Not his actions at the bar, but I mean at home and around. And he wanted us to be better. And he would say that. He modeled that. He was honest as the day is long. To this day, now my dad's long gone, but there are people who are my age in my little hometown of Illinois that still talk about my dad as what a great guy he was. And he would listen. He was a shoulder. So we even if we're imperfect, we can demonstrate, as you said, a good moral compass and honesty and integrity and hard work. My dad had a work ethic like crazy. And all of those good qualities we show to our kids, even if well beyond any lecture we can give them. The way we act is the way they become. Don't you think? I mean, we do eventually become our dads, kind of, even if we don't want to, right?
I agree. I had a dad born in 1895. He came from Italy when he was 8 in 1903, if you can imagine. But again, always there, always for family, very spiritual guy. He always said, in terms of we're Roman Catholics, this was a big deal. They had, being from Rome, that was kind of his thing. Always pushing about, right from wrong, trying to do the right thing, spiritual. And again, when you have a parent who means well, always there, always ready to sacrifice or do whatever it was for the family, and those are things that you remember, and those are the things that you keep in your mind. Like, I'll give you just even statements like, do unto others, you'd have them do unto you. This that you do to my most vulnerable creatures, you do unto me. The idea of, do unto others, I'd have them do unto you. Things like this, the golden rule, those are things that we remember, or those that have great skills, my mother would say, and my father. Those skills are given to you to help others. You were here for a purpose, and it wasn't just for you. Your purpose was to make sure that you were a good person. You have children. When you have children, you look after your children. You look after your family. These are key elements, in effect, of family building. You'll have children. You'll have grandchildren. And you really want to share these experiences, with your children. You want to be there, hopefully, with a spouse or a partner or somebody who's willing to share the child with you, and you can have a loving, caring life. Because really, when you think about it, what could be really more important than having a child and then making sure you do everything you can to have that child be an effective, happy person in life? What could be more important in a person's life of the immediate thing that we encounter than children, loving a spouse, loving a partner? This is what makes the world go round, and being a good father is a critical part of this puzzle that we call life and having a successful life.
There you go. Dr. Braccio, Dr. John Braccio, every Tuesday joins us. What a great subject. This is very near and dear to my heart. Dr. Braccio, I appreciate it. We're going to let you have your day and go do the good work that you do. Appreciate you being on. And once again, your morning wake up.
Nice talking to you, buddy. Bye-bye.
See you, pal. All right, we're going to take this break. We'll get back here on your morning wake up, 1320 WILS.